This giant mezuzah is part of a pair that we were commissioned to create for High Holidays this year. It's part of a larger build that we helped create for a large synagogue in which they were doing services outside in an event tent, and we created this living room setup. And the mezuzot were hung on the entrance to the tent, and attendees would fill out a card with their intentions for the year and actually slip it into the top of the mezuzah instead of where a scroll would normally be. This was a super fun project because we got to both build the mezuzot in advance and then actually drive out to the synagogue and help build the entire living room setup. You can't tell, but that large red door is actually the ark. The door slides open to the side and the Torah is kept inside there. But for the mezuzot themselves, we started with CNCing the logo of the synagogue into oak, and then we painted it and filled it with epoxy, and that becomes the centerpiece of the whole mezuzah design, which actually is based on their logo and their building. So the whole design of the mezuzah is designed after their building layout. These pieces are the sides of the mezuzah. What I'm doing is I'm chiseling out small squares which actually represent the building windows, and those then get painted and filled with epoxy as well. To finish up the sides, a long piece of stained glass is inset into the side, and then it is held in place by another frame that sandwiches the glass between the two pieces so that it doesn't move. Those two side pieces are then joined to the back of the mezuzah, and this is one of those great moments in a project where it really starts to take shape, and we can actually add the front logo piece to start to really tie the whole thing together. And finally, to wrap it up, the front pane of glass is slid in very, very carefully. Once that's in place, a small stop block is inserted to keep it from moving. After wrapping up the build, I mounted the whole thing in my shop just to get a sense of how it came together and make sure everything worked. We added a little door at the bottom so that the notes could be taken out if they ever needed to be. And overall, this thing came together really beautifully.